Bruce, I think the obvious question to ask somebody who's been on stage for 3.5 hours in front of, what, 20,000 people, is how do you feel? Are you tired? I mean, is that too obvious for you?
No, I feel fine, you know.
What sort of routine do you get into on tour, after shows? I mean, you must live at odd ends of the day.
I usually go home and I'll eat like dinner, you know, like around 2 a.m. or something, 2:30. And then sometimes I go out, you know, I take a walk or something. That's mainly, there's nothing open, you know. But I like to go out around the city at night and stuff. It's quiet and it's nice in the summertime. So I go out and do that, and I come back, and sometimes I'll read or listen to some music and go to sleep, you know, around, I guess I hit the hay around 5 or 6.
The question people ask always, fans, critics, whoever, is why don't you make a live record?
Well, I don't know, you know, I don't know that a live record, what we do at this point, a lot of it is about being there, you know, which is why we haven't done much television or too much of the video thing. A lot of it allows too much distance. Like what our band is about breaking down distance. You know, it's a thing that we've always done since we started. And I think it's important that people, hey, they come out, you know, they come down, they go someplace where there's a bunch of other people. And then the other thing was a live record, a lot of times you're doing songs that you've done already. It's a little boring, I think, probably a little boring to work on, maybe, you know. But there are things that I want to re-record that, you know, I was unhappy with the original studio recordings of.
Such as?
The Darkness album, mainly. The Darkness record, which was a record that I thought had some of my best, a certain type of song. It had some of my best songs. Had a lot of good ideas, but I always felt that it was a little dry recording-wise. I felt like I oversang, and that we kind of underplayed and oversang a little bit, you know.
Mm.
So that stuff sounds quite a bit different in performance, and I'd be interested in getting different versions of a lot of those songs.
MTV has changed things a great deal in America, hasn't it? And it is a good way to give yourself a leg up towards a big hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's been important certainly here in America, it's been important to a lot of people. I think it's probably easier to have a hit with a first record.
But it's not something you relish really that much, is it?
I don't know. I guess my attitude is it reaches a lot of people, and basically I'm interested in doing something in that field. I don't know what. Like, I really haven't figured it out, mainly because it presents a set of unique problems which are very different than the way that I usually work, you know. One is very expensive most of the time, particularly since the production values of the videos have gotten so high. And they're made very quickly. You know, they're made very fast, in a day or so. So there's this enormous input, an enormous financial input, and it's kind of a real roll of the dice, you know. And the way that I work is very different. I'll go in the studio and I'll spend a night, and if I don't like what I did, I throw it out, you know. And you know, basically you can afford to do that, you know. And I work very slow. I don't work fast, you know. And I work slow because I enjoy having the control over what I'm going to say and what my work is, you know. And I work somewhat collaboratively, but not near as much as, say, a video, you know, where there's a director and all this other stuff, you know. And generally on my records, I'm the director, you know. And so outside of, there's those problems, and then there's just the basic aesthetic problems of, if you're going to do a video, there's a few basic things that most people do. You know, one, you illustrate the song. That usually comes out bad, you know, because, you know, people should be allowed the freedom of their own imagination, for one thing, you know. It's like a song like, say like My Father's House or something was on the last record. And like I said, everybody sees a different house, or a mansion on the hill. They see a different, you know, they see different fields, they see different, and a lot my songs are filled with a lot of cinematic detail, and so I don't really consider having anything extra. Like when I write the song, it's finished, it's done, that's it, that's the music. Music is evocative, you know. It's meant to like evoke emotions and personal responses in the listener. And so when you do a video, either you illustrate the song, which in my case I can't do, because it's like, you know, you're gonna paint a mustache on it or something, you know, and or you create another story to go over the song, you know, and that's kind of silly because there's a story already there. That's the story I wanted to tell. So to create another story to go along with it, that doesn't make sense either, you know. I've spent 20 years learning how to write so that when you hear a song, you get the information you need, you know, you get the experience and the emotion that you need. And I write with a lot of detail, and I'm proud of doing it, and I think that I do it well, you know. And so, you know, I'm hesitant to mess with that. So I just kind of gotta respect the integrity of the song, you know, a little bit.